Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to our live for Congenital Heart Defects Awareness Week. I hope I'm audible and visible to everyone. Please send me a like so I know that I am. Thank you. So I'm just going to wait for some more people to join us. Also, please share this video with all your friends and family so that they can join us. It is CHD Awareness Week, like I had mentioned. So the more people that are with us today, the better it will be. Okay, I can see people are beginning to join. Thank you. Hi, guys. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, good, thank you. How are you?
Very well.
Well,
So I think we can start. So hi, everyone. Let me just quickly introduce myself before we introduce our guests here today. So my name is Simran Sagar, and I'm part of Genesis Foundation, which is a charitable trust based out of Gurgaon, founded by my parents, Prema and Jyoti Sagar. So on the occasion of Congenital Heart Defects Awareness Week, we will be addressing how congenital heart defect starts in the womb, which is the topic for today. We are live with parents Divyam and Kriti to learn more about their strengths and their learnings. We believe that it's through stories of our community that we learn and we get inspired to do our best to raise awareness and make a difference in the lives of families. So before I introduce them both, I would like to tell you why we are all wearing blue today. Thank you for wearing blue. Kriti, we're like matching. So children who suffer from certain CHDs, which is a congenital heart defect, often show a symptom known as cyanosis, which basically causes a bluish discoloration of the skin around the lips and the nails. And the reason this happens is because of really low oxygen levels in the blood. So each of us today stand in solidarity as a blue Valentine with GF by wearing this color. So if you want to learn more, please do follow our social media channels, which is Genesis FNDN. So now let me introduce you to Divyam Agarwal, a partner at J. Sagar Associates, who is dual qualified and Indian advocate and English solicitor, and his other half, Kriti, a fashion designer and the brains behind the brand The Missing Wardrobe. She also has a keen interest in the Spanish language and teaches young kids the language. Hi, guys, again.
Hi.
So let me start with perhaps you can tell us what brings you here with us today.
Well, very similar to the founder's story. Unfortunately, we had a heartbreaking loss of our first child, who was a stillborn and possibly suffered from a congenital heart defect. We were distraught to the core, suffered and really suffered from depression. Unfortunately, we learned the hard way. However, it is our fervent desire to help expecting parents to not suffer the way we did. Believe us, it's the worst feeling. We believe that by proper awareness, this problem can be addressed. And who better to hold our hand than Genesis Foundation, which was actually founded on a near identical values. To share our experience or a misfortune in and around end of 2015, Kriti and I were expecting a child, and we were beaming with joy as we both wanted to have a family from this intimate bond we shared as a couple. This was our first child, and so we were, the entire family, everyone around us was extremely excited. During the pregnancy, Kriti had put on a significant weight. But as first timers, I mean, our entire family members, everyone told us this is normal. Rather, people used to encourage extra weight. They used to say that, oh, great, you're putting weight. That means the baby is going to come healthy. So we regularly went for those checkups of ultrachonologists and gynecologists. And I mean, only around 6 months into the pregnancy, our gynae told us to watch the intake of food and start resting more. I mean, we thought that while that's okay, we can continue to eat, but we need to rest more. And so she just stopped any kind of a physical work, any kind of an exercise. Everything was out of the window. She was completely on rest. I mean, coming from one room to another was also taken as a chore. And I mean, we used to go for road trips and all. So Kriti was clear that no, nothing doing. I'll not go to. My gynae has told me to take rest.
So it was
In
bed
the
rest.
in the 8th month of pregnancy, I mean, it was, I think, end of June 2016. We went for a regular checkup. Little did we know that this trip would be the worst day of our life. To our utter disbelief, the doctor told us that the child does not have a heartbeat. Uh, we could not imagine what he was saying. I mean, we got further tests done, but was ultimately informed that we have lost a child. Unfortunately, because we were 8.5 months into pregnancy, Kriti was made to admit in the hospital and was forced to go into labor to get the stillborn baby out. It was not a case, I mean, in a regular pregnancy, the baby is kicking himself or herself. But in a case of a stillborn, even Kriti was made to put extra pressure to get the baby out. I mean, it was like an end of the world for us, and we were both under depression for many months. This, in fact, deeply affected our relationship. Also, it took us a while to cope up with this, come out of with this. But yeah, we have tried our best to come out of it.
Thank you for sharing that. I mean, I'm really sorry for the loss that you both have had to endure. And I know, I don't know just how hard it would be for you to be with us today to share that with us. It's though all these experiences are different and everyone obviously deals with them differently, it is quite similar to what my parents had experienced in 1983 when they lost my elder brother Samir within 16 hours of his birth. And that was, as you might know, was the genesis of Genesis Foundation, which is why they started doing what we are doing today. So yes, once again, it takes a lot of strength for you to join us here and step into this like a very difficult space, yet you want to make a difference and raise awareness with us. My first question is, how do you think having the right amount of awareness can help other parents safeguard such situations from happening, at least the best to their ability?
Firstly, my apologies to you, Simran, and no one can understand your parents' position more than us. So,
thank you.
To answer your question, Simran, to right amount of awareness is, I think, the quintessential aspect here. In fact, I like to quote Sunday Odalja. He said that there is only one limitation to our progress, and that is a lack of information.
Yeah.
Every 9th child in 1,000 births suffers from CHD. This is a staggering number. Imagine in our case, even the treating doctor was not aware of this. Not a day goes by without a thought that had we knew about this, we could have saved the child. I mean, however, with your and Genesis Foundation's assistance, I mean, we want your viewers to appreciate and learn from our misfortune. The whole objective here is to see if we can share our experience, tell them what they can do, what they should do. Maybe we are able to provide some benefit to people.
Actually, in India, we still have a very differential attitude towards doctors. While I don't say be disrespectful, I say, you should inquire, understand, and educate. No shame in asking questions as many number of times you want, till the time you don't have your personal satisfaction towards it.
With an answer.
I mean, I think it's imperative to be aware, to ask pertinent questions and take expert advice in a timely manner. That I would say is extremely crucial and important. You can't leave it to the doctor alone. You have to ask these questions, even if they feel uncomfortable. So be it. I would say there is enough literature, and trust me, in our second pregnancy, the doctor, when we asked these questions, we were encouraged. Not that we were told that why are you asking so many questions? Why you should? I mean, why are you not trusting your doctor and all? At least our gynecologist was saying that yes, at least somebody is there who's asking me pertinent questions.
Yes, that's important. Definitely important. I mean, the lack of awareness surrounding congenital heart defects is shocking. I mean, leading on from the stats that you had even just shared, every year in India, 200,000 children are born with it. And from this number, 70,000 are born with a critical CHD, which if they don't get the necessary intervention in time, they die. So, in fact, continuing research has shown that pregnant women with elevated blood sugar levels are more likely to have babies who often get diagnosed with a heart defect. Were you aware of this?
In our first pregnancy, we were not aware of it,
Okay.
honestly. It was only while we were preparing for our second pregnancy, that the
Yeah.
treating doctor made us realize that we had a history of CHD and
Okay.
that's supposed to be cured while the pregnancy is on.
Yeah. So when we started preparing for the second pregnancy, I mean, we were very skeptical. We wanted to get to the bottom of it, realize what actually went wrong the first time.
Yeah.
So we did studied stuff from the internet. We had a lot of literature. We reached out to the right gynecologist. We discussed with them, showed them the records. And
Yeah.
when we start preparing, they told us that Kriti's weight needs to be constantly monitored.
Okay.
I mean, as an example, I mean, she was at 50. I should not be saying about weight, but her weight was 57, 58. When we
Okay.
reached to the doctor said, nothing doing, you need to come down to 54, 55
Okay.
before you even start thinking about having a second pregnancy. Conceiving, yeah. And 54, 55, she conceived, and you will be surprised to know that she delivered at 54, 55.
Yeah, 54.
Yeah, 54. So it's unbelievable that at the same weight, because she was made to work out on a treadmill each day for an hour. I mean, her diet, daily routine, everything was monitored.
An
After
hour.
every meal.
Yeah.
After every meal, I used to eat and I used to go on a treadmill. Eat and then
the
go again.
The idea was that she has to sweat. She has to not put on more weight because blood sugar level needs to be monitored. Her heart needs to be monitored. All those things were, in fact, being.
What I eat should turn into energy, not into sugar.
Yeah.
So that was the target.
Okay. And how long would each treadmill session be after each meal?
At least 30 to 40 minutes, at least.
Fast.
In the 9th month, it was much more difficult for me because, it was much more difficult to hold the stomach and run on the treadmill. But yeah.
You had to run on the treadmill?
Yeah. In fact, it is a myth that you need to be on a bed during pregnancy. So many, I have heard so many stories, but that's not the true fact. In fact, you have to act responsibly and take care of yourself. You don't need to be on bed. I went to office in the morning, and by evening when I came back and I got myself tested, I delivered.
So even on the day when she delivered, she went to her office, and not a single day she was on bed. I'm not saying, please, nobody should take it that you should or should not be on bed. It is completely dependent on how your doctor advised you.
Yeah.
But don't take it as a gospel truth that you have to be on bed and then only you'll have safe pregnancy. That's a myth.
Understood. Kudos to you, Kriti, for your strength and determination. I mean, it's just remarkable what you managed to do for that in that second pregnancy. And wow. So my next question is, did the consulting doctors prescribe any specific tests to determine the blood sugar level?
Yeah. In our second pregnancy, our consulting doctor prescribed various tests such as fetal echo, dual marker test, weekly ultrasounds. And even for blood sugar level, I remember we were told to constantly monitor it through blood glucose meter kit. So she used to be after every meal, she had to prick and then put it on the blood glucose meter to check that it's going all fine, and we have to maintain the log for it. And every time share it on a WhatsApp with our gynae, and she used to check whether things are fine or not.
But in the first pregnancy, a fetal echo had not been advised.
No, the doctor had not advised it, unfortunately.
Okay, so I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, it shows the lack of awareness doesn't only exist within the community, but also within the medical fraternity in which, we trust. Our foundation, in fact, has facilitated pediatrician training to address this exact same issue with the Indian Academy of Pediatrics and a doctor called Dr. Krishna Kumar from Amrita Institute of Medical Sciences in Kochi for this exact reason. In terms of food and a good diet, like you had just mentioned, you were put on a specific diet in your first and your second pregnancy.
Not in the first pregnancy.
Okay.
We were going through the regular process, and everyone around us advised, the age-old advice: eat good, eat healthy, eat lots of food. Beta, sab kuch khao. Everything is healthy for you. You should put on a lot of weight. Eating a lot of food during pregnancy to ensure healthy baby is again a myth, which really needs to be busted. You need to eat good and eat in moderation so that the right nutrients go to the baby.
Yeah,
it's not important. And people say, don't eat this, don't eat that, eat this, eat that. It's completely dependent on, you should ask the question, what are you eating? Is there really any nutritional value which is going to the baby? If it is going, please go ahead and eat it. There are no do's and don'ts. Obviously, eat in moderation, eat only to that extent that your body can take it.
In our second pregnancy, because of the past complications, we were asked to consult a dietitian who would keep a regular watch on the weight and ensure that the diet is in the right balance of fats, minerals, and vitamins, which is highly required, I feel. Which 50% of the ladies, I believe, don't do if they are running normally.
No, because then you're eating everything you feel like eating as opposed to what is really needed, like you said, which is nutritious for the baby.
Yeah.
So this diet was different from a regular diet given to other pregnant women, obviously. It was specially designed for gestational diabetes.
Yes, it was. It was quite a bespoke diet, which had two factors involved. One was keeping her track record of gestational diabetes, CHD, in mind, as well as her body measurements, her all kind of nutrients which she can or cannot consume. A lot of times what happens is that people are lactose intolerant. So then they have to modify the diet. So everything was done in a manner which is custom made for her and her condition. It should not be, there's no one shoe fits all kind of a position. Absolutely. So the diet ensure that adequate nutrition is going to the baby. That's more important.
And can you tell us a little more about what you had said something, what you meant that the treating doctor only realized in the second pregnancy that there was a history of a congenital heart defect?
Unfortunately, in our first pregnancy, the treating doctor did not notice any signs of CHD. We were so excited about things that we did not ask any questions or anything. We were just going in the flow. And we thought that everything is all fine. We were just putting weight and all that. But before we were second time pregnant, we consulted a gynecologist. And, we studied a lot, had a lot of literature around it. Our objective was to figure it out what actually happened in the first time, and it should not happen again at all. So we asked multiple questions, tried reading, searching for explanations. Even in fact, our gynecologist, after reviewing the past reports, she conducted umpteen number of tests on Kriti. And she realized that there was a history of CHD and gestational diabetes, which was unfortunately not picked in the first pregnancy. Accordingly, she was instructed us to follow some ritual of exercise, diet, a combination of both to ensure a healthy pregnancy.
So in the first pregnancy, there was no gestational diabetes that was flagged?
No.
Problem is a lack of education, I believe. You'll be surprised, many of the doctors, gynecologists take time to educate expecting parents about these risks. So I personally feel we urge the parents to read about it by themselves, if not anything, and then ask questions and seek proper advice.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. Being aware, being given the right information, and even having access to it is so integral to a healthy pregnancy. After all, a child born with a heart defect can only be saved, and the necessary steps can only be taken with in-time detection. It's the biggest problem that we see on children who are presented late, even to us for surgery. Even a day late, a minute late, an hour late has a huge repercussion. And the families that we work with at the foundation who earn 15,000 rupees or lesser, they don't even have access to information. They have it in a very ground level. They don't have access to reading material and things like that. So their belief is in that doctor or that pediatrician guy, gynecologist, whatever it might be. Their whole trust is actually in them. So I hope that the conversation that we've had right now can at least encourage families who have tuned in to spread the word and pass the baton of information on to other expecting mothers. That's the whole purpose of us being together here today. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Divyam and Kriti, for sharing your experience. I I cannot fathom how difficult it must have been, but we're grateful that you joined us here today. So, thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you very much for calling us here. We really want to share this experience with your viewers, and we really want to encourage everyone to learn more about things, ask questions. You are giving birth to a child, you're bringing a new life. It's very important for you to be cautioned and to be aware of things. I would really like to thank you, Genesis Foundation, for giving us this opportunity. We really feel that if the word is spread around, people are made aware of it, things can really change, and they are not going to face what we faced. We would therefore support everyone. If they want to approach us, ask any questions, we are available through Genesis Foundation. There is your website of www.genesisfoundation.net. People can learn more about the work you guys are doing. Amazing work on the CHT front. I mean, you guys are spearheading this, and so therefore I encourage all the viewers to please share this and understand more about it. And we are there to share our story further.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Divyam and Kriti both.